What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games B.S. brought to you by Den Media Group, presented by AlphaMaleJacks.com. AlphaMaleJacks.com is the go-to website for all things male enhancement. Miles, I guess actually, if you can pull up the IG, we got a new one, so might as well run that since we got a new commercial. But get your blood panels checked, get all of these different things. You can get a free assessment. They've got monthly maintenance plans, very affordable, especially during this football season. You're going to need to be able to stay in shape, all these different things, and get on it. You can get, if you need hormone replacement therapy, you can get your testosterone, you can get your semaglutides for weight loss, you can get your vitamins, you can get whatever you need for a fair price, so you can monthly be able to stay on top of what your needs are and what your goals are. The goal is to stay healthy during this football season, at least maintain where you're at, and stuff of that nature. So I guess while Miles is loading that up. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal. We'll get it. I actually have a copy of it, so we won't play that. But basically, that's the gist of AlphaMaleJacks.com. Go to there, check it out. Especially some of you men who are having a little bit more estrogen in your system, just the way you're behaving and acting. You just need to get a little bit of that out your system. That's all. Get your testosterone levels checked. See what your cholesterol is. See what all these different things that are going on in your body. It's natural as you get older. And I'm here to try to help guide you through that path with alphamalejacks.com. Yeah, it would be. It's on mine. Actually, no. Yes, Lisa, I'll get the tickets. I got the tickets. We got Damian Adams. Saying they're ready to line it up. No, it's it might be in my story. If you click on my story, can you click on the stories?
Yeah,
you might need to put that sheet of paper up under the mouse. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so a lot of things to get into, a lot of stuff going up. What up, Big Game? Don't forget to hit the like button. See you. Thank you, Wesley Todd. James, you jumped on that pod the other day when Chris was talking about the LSU. I like how you put it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. Poor guy, Blake. I've been making people really mad on social media for some reason. Like, I don't even understand why people be that angry, man. I'm more angry about other stuff. Oh, I want that logo. That's why I wore this shirt for a purpose, for a reason. I don't know why people get so upset with me about stuff. I just was questioning stuff, but I think Chris really got that guy mad, and then he just took it out on me because he thought, not thought, Chris is that guy when it comes to that. He is an expert on it, and the guy thought I was just a regular fan, and then he had to get educated. One of the things I hate when people do, I hate doing it, but sometimes you got to. You tell the people, my resume is Googleable. I don't know if that's the right phrase or word, but bottom line is you can look me up. So much so that I just saw a picture of me from my freshman year in college. I'm trying to think. Because I've said this too many times so people know it, but I don't want to give a giveaway. I don't know, but if a lot of people don't know my number did not start off as 36 at Florida State, but anyways, a lot of stuff to get into. In case you didn't know, we got this little tailgate going on right now. We've got a lot of people, a lot of hiccups, a lot of headaches, man. Give us some grace. Hurricane just hit. I was just talking to the air conditioning company. We're still trying to find some things up, but a lot of their generators and their units have had to be shipped to Tallahassee and to some of the areas that were really, really affected by this storm. And then from there, probably going to be sent up to a lot of these small town places. So we're still trying to make sure we have that. If not, we still have a covered indoor area. I can't predict the weather, man. I can't predict these things like that. But the block parties from on Saturday from 7 p.m. until the tailgates from noon until. We'll have a live podcast. We'll have the tailgate, fun, food, and fellowship. We have a whole parking lot off of Long Street. So if you go to click on Miles the actual link so we can let people see, what's going down. But we have a whole tailgate on Long Street. Why does it say you're unable to view stuff? The top one. Yeah, just the link right there. And then I guess you gotta go click to buy a ticket. So right here, I guess it'll be showing up here soon, so you can see what the actual link looks like. We'll put that up. The Ticket Taylor site. Miles got this coming up. Forgive us. You might want to take the table. You think you can use that better? I don't need the table now that I got the broadcaster mic.
I tried.
Oh, never mind.
There's something about being here. Blocking
But we got, actually, you can see the whole thing from the map. So we got Long Street parking available. It's not that far from the actual the tailgate, closer to the stadium. $60 still for the ticket, $30 for a youth ticket, $150 for the parking on Long Street. Now we are having a block party on Saturday. Block party is free, but if you would like to drink adult beverages, it's an adult beverage band that you'll have to pay for. It's $30. Now check. There is this thing that I want people to look at. I appreciate we've had almost $1,000 in donations to the MFTK Foundation. That's just put on there. You can go click on that thing and bring it to zero. So I'm noticing I don't want people thinking that there's extra hidden fees or anything on that. So like a lot of y'all are very generous, but we need people to get those block party bands so that can let us know. I mean, you'll be able to purchase some there as well, but I just want people to know that that's basically it. There is no more access codes. The only parking we have is 133 Long Street, but we have plenty of spaces over there available. So check that out. My guy CJ Wilson has been posting it. My guy Chris with Sporadics. We've been posting the Chip, whole bunch of other guys. We're really trying to get this thing on and popping. We want it to be a great event. We want to have over 1,000 people. So keep buying. Again, we talked about this. More content's coming to the channel. We've got some Northeast Florida high school coverage. Also, me with the Gator Bowl committee. Miles is working on a little small video with me going to a NASCAR event with the Gator Bowl committee. But here's a little bit behind the scenes action. Tomorrow, we should have our next post with the Tax Layer Gator Bowl Drive to Selection presented by Toyota, week 1 coverage. So actually that's so if you go check that out, you can see some behind the scenes stuff. It looks really important when you have a good camera. Like actually, if you click on that one, the bottom one, like when you have a good camera,
I appreciate
you. Motion thing. I guess you can get my email. Yeah. Okay. It's a strong magnet. Is that playing? So Roadcaster magnet dope.
Demagnetize it.
These DG or whatever magnets. I mean lapel mics. Like that thing don't go nowhere.
That ain't moving in a hurricane.
It's magnetized. It's crazy, but it's so dope. But anyways, so that's something that we have there for you guys to look forward to as well. And the last thing, I need you guys to do me one last favor. So this is my kid. This is one of my running backs that I talk about all the time. His name's Tion Weiss. He's number 20. I also have another good one, Rashard Westcott. But this kid is up for Offensive Player of the Week. So if you guys could just go ahead, click that link, just show you how easy it is to vote him in. Just click on that and scroll down. And then you just find his name. and you click it, and he's already kicking ass because y'all have been doing this thing. But it's Tion Weish. It's the only T word. Only, well, no, it's the interesting name. You just click on that, push the vote button, and right now he's got 57.79% of the votes. He's like blowing out the field. 4,000 total votes right now. I mean, 7,000 total votes. He's got over 4,000 of them. So my guy's doing good. Looks like he's going to win it. But my kid balled out 151 yards, rushing, 3 touchdowns, 1 pass over 31 yards, and and a catch for over 17. So that's basically it. So while we're going through this, a lot of times I like to critique other shows that I love watching. Like I love watching Undisputed. I used to love it with Shannon Sharp was on it, but like now Skip Bayless has it, and it's just they got to get the chemistry back. But my guy posted this. He's got Keyshawn Johnson, Richard Sherman, and Michael Irvin, and this is basically what it looks like on that show right now. It's just pretty crowded over there, and they're all talking over each other. Like for the first time, Skip Bayless cannot get a word in edgewise, and it's kind of great, but at the same time, it really messes up the whole vibe of the show. Like it should only be 2 people, max 3, on a show, and everybody should know their lane and how to speak and how to communicate going forward. So now I will say this: they got one of the dopest bars. Like I don't want to play it because I don't feel like having to go deal with YouTube on it. But Lil Wayne did their intro for Undisputed, and this is actually quite cold. Like it's really really good. So NFL news coming up. The NFL season is not here next, but shout out to the University of Miami. University of Miami is one of the pipeline schools for the NFL. They don't really have any guys from this past year's team that made it, but they have a punter. Lou Headley is an Australian-born former scaffolder and Bali tattoo shop owner who figured out he was good at punting. He got a chance at City College in San Francisco and then the University of Miami. He went undrafted as a 30-year-old graduate. A few months later, he is now the starting punter for the New Orleans Saints. So, and really, I think, a lot of times they show like what helps you get to the NFL, right? And a lot of times, a lot of UM fans love to brag about how their players had great games against Florida State. This young man had a phenomenal game against Florida State. I believe he had like damn near 20 punts against Florida State alone, and did a really good job punting that ball. Congratulations to him. Glad we were able to be of service to help you be able to achieve your dreams in the National Football League. Not everybody gets a chance to go there. So congratulations to the University of Miami graduate and 30-year-old that got a chance to live the college life. Now, something that we've always talked about a little bit in the NFL, and my boy Blake, who's also my lawyer, you guys have seen Blake on this show. Blake comes in. Blake is very white. My guy Blake is extremely white. West Side guy. Best friends with DeMarcus Walker, though. When you're doing something white and it's right, you got to get called racist at least a couple times in your life. So Blake has this thing though, where he doesn't believe in any white skill players. So he can say it because he's white. But me and Denny used to talk about this all the time. And so you got it up there already. But these are some white NFL players. Really good podcast. They do it's one the tackle from the Titans. He's speaking on, and they're speaking on just these white players, and there are some really good ones. Don't get me wrong, but even white coaches. I think I told you guys about Toby Bullock, the coach at Mandarin High School, told our quarterback, if you ever see a white linebacker guard matched up with our running back, you better check it. Check it immediately, and that's who we're throwing to. We're going to the mismatch problem. Coach, isn't that racist? I'm white, and I know I'm right. So basically, it's just all little fun, tongue-in-cheek things when it comes to the sport. But push play this and what some pro whites have to say. Uh-oh.
If you were out there on Austin Eckler, you know what we call that? What check we would give?
House call.
Milk check.
What's the milk check?
It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yo, you're 2%, brother.
Yeah.
But
I love that. Milk check?
Milk.
Will
Milk,
you be like, hey, we got white linebacker out there. We're going. Double move.
Milk.
Do you have checks like that?
milk again? He just looked around and said milk. I think white guys don't belong in the NFL.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to get my bearings here.
No.
I mean, I don't think so.
You guys got a stud. You guys got a stud white on defense.
Matt,
Yeah.
yeah.
Matt Milano.
But he's
This is
Italian.
Josh
He's a
Allen.
difference.
White. We get to claim him. We get to claim him. No, we get to
Don't
claim
say
him.
white.
He's not white.
Stop saying that.
Matt Milano is olive.
Dude, it's an honor to be on the field and you're like the only Caucasian out there.
It's got to happen a lot more when you're on defense.
Yeah. And when it's like noticed and the boys are like, hey, Will, you know you're the only white dude out here? And I'm like, trust me, I've noticed the entire time.
Trust me. I've been waiting for somebody else to see this.
I've been waiting for you guys to.
So, yeah, Josh Allen doesn't like white guys on the field.
No, I love him, actually.
Oh, easy.
No, because I get to give a milk check.
Yeah. Milk check.
So, one, I'm loving the candor. I had a white. My favorite running back. Well, T.I., the kid you guys are having you guys vote for, will be my favorite running back when it's all said and done. But little known Black history fact about me: my favorite running back that I've ever coached is a kid named Cole Mazza. Cole is white. Cole was just really, really good. Cole was second behind Derrick Henry in rushing yards in Northeast Florida. When they were both basically, he was always behind Derrick. Very good running back from out of Ponte Vedra High School. And he couldn't get recruited. I remember talking to coaches that I knew, white coaches, and they would say things like, I can't be the guy to come to the state of Florida and bring a white running back out. He's like, they will, like, if it doesn't work, they will crucify me. And I had to tell him this, and he was very dejected. I said, son, this is the conversations that my mom used to have with me, and I never thought I would have it with somebody else. But in order for you to get the respect, you're going to have to be 2 times better than everybody else. And but even white guys don't respect white guys on the football field, and it's not even a thing where, like, you got Christian McCaffrey, you got which has bloodlines, you've got I think the white boy for the Redskins, that's a cornerback. You've got quite a few that are really, really good, and it's just funny to hear it be talked about in this manner, because it's definitely a tongue-in-cheek joke, and it's definitely joked about quite often. But there's no malice in it, because at the end of the day, it's a game. This isn't, nobody's discriminating against them. It's just, it stands out if you're good. But like, the funny part is when he says, like, do you when the black guys say, hey, do you realize you're the only white person here? And he was like, trust me, I was waiting on somebody else to notice that. Trust me, I noticed. That's kind of how I feel when I go into a lot of rooms. Like, I'm like the only black person there. But like, that's like real life though. So, another guy, a guy who I really like, Joshua Neal. I mean, honestly, he used to have a lot of hair, Miles, and he used to remind me of you. Not, in any weird way, but like, some of his skits are really, really good, very creative. This one, you have to listen to me every year talk about the combine. And having experienced this is literally exactly what the NFL combine is like when you're listening to scouts talk about black guys. It is borderline a little suspect. But Josh does some really good quotes. A guy, it's going to be a couple YouTube follows that you're going to need from this show. You're going to want to follow. But go ahead and push that.
Hell of a seaman, isn't he? What was that? Specimen. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's perfect. I'll do anything to have him on my roster. You know what I mean? If you want a player that's going to give you what you want when you want it, you call him. I guarantee you he's going to come hard for you every time. I love a good listener, and I love his frame, too. I'm talking about great girth. And we all know how much girth matters, right? We're talking about a player that's nice and thick in all the right areas. I guarantee you he's going to go hard for you for 4 quarters. We're talking about a guy with the perfect size. Right? Not too much, not too little, and he's got power. He knows how to give you exactly what you want when you want it. You gotta love it. He's got the perfect size. Could you imagine if he had a couple more inches on him? Oh, Jesus Christ, a couple more inches, he'd make every single guy in here lose their mind. And don't even get me started on his ability to go deep.
I love a
right?
player that can go deep. You know what I mean? A nice deep threat. A guy that can go so deep.
And there's no question about that. What I love about him personally is how he hits those holes hard and consistently. I mean, that's what you pay top dollar. I mean, the guy finds the gap. He splits it wide open. I mean, he's been doing that for 4 years in a row. It's very hard not to fall in love with him. And what I personally love about this player the most is his ability to encounter a good D. He encounters the D. He sees the hole. He stays in it. He sticks it. Gets those balls in his hands, and the rest is showtime. I mean, come on. With all that said, the guy's above average. That's a plus. It's just amazing, right? And that's why he is one of the the playbook is endless. I can do things with this guy all day. You know what I mean? All day. I gotta have him. All day.
What a fine player.
You seen his dick? What?
It's like, so one of the things that was wild when I was at the combine, like you wearing your drawers, no shirt, just drawers. So like the one guy, it was one guy who I think that battery about to die. One guy I was fit. It's an all money thing. So sometimes you got to get a little creative. Go out there and get that bread. And I won't lie, I am intrigued by this move. The ESPN will televise ACC football games at movie theaters this fall, along with New Year's Six Bowls and the college football playoff. It totaled about 75 games this fall. What movie would best describe the current state of ESPN or ACC? And that's what Brett McMurphy put, and a bunch of people commented on it. But basically, the theater group, they're coming up with some kind of money. And I'm curious, would you guys watch a football game in a movie theater? In particular, like just think about the sound. Oh, something happened to the sound. So when you think about it, you probably didn't miss it. I'll go back. The ACC has basically ESPN has signed a contract with movie theaters to showcase ACC games, the New Year's Six Bowls, and the college football playoff. But the combine. So people didn't hear what I said about the combine. Basically, the combine. It's a lot of gay shit gets said at the combine by allegedly straight men. And now I'm just trying to think. With the way movie theaters are now, you go to AMC, take the family. You want to watch FSU Clemson because you can't get to Death Valley. You go and you purchase, I guess, what's the movie ticket like? $10, $15 now? I don't know.
Like 13, 15, yeah.
Let's just go $15. You purchase a movie ticket, $60. You go there, you chill. You know what? As much as we talk about concession stand food, like the movie theater food is cheaper than that. You can go get real liquor now. You can imagine having, I think a movie theater can hold like 100-something people, maybe 200 people, like in staring at a screen and watching a game. That would be kind of dope, actually, when I think about it. Like that would really change the whole movie experience. Actually, I kind of hate it now. Now that I think about it, I hate it because we have watch parties and shit. I need you to come to Goodfellas Cigar Lounge on this Sunday to go watch LSU versus Florida State. If you go into the goddamn movie theater, you're not gonna come to my lounge and buy cigars and shit. But I think it's actually not a bad idea. What I'm loving is this, man. People coming in here talking about the tailgate. Jemiah Davis, shout out to you. don't quite know who you are, but I do know this: you don't have a green by your name, and that's a problem. I have a problem with that. You need to have the greens by your name. Go $3.99 for a membership, all the way up, and we need to make sure we get that changed. But just joking. But that's something that you can do. One group of people I know they'll never try to put in a movie theater is the University of Miami, because Miami they don't care about anything when in regards to their tickets. Something that I saw, and it alarmed me. My brother CJ Wilson put, first and foremost, they don't travel. Put over under, and you guys tell me what's the over or under in the comment section. 25,000 fans at UM's home opener. Now, one thing we know is that Miami is going to win. Miami will win. Miami's home opener is the University of Miami versus Miami University. I think they're the Red Hawks of Miami. They typically don't travel extremely well. I have it on my phone. I have some audio. Hopefully it'll come through. And this is what Miami University's quarterback thinks of the University of Miami, of Coral Gables. Let's see, turn this bad boy up.
Because you're around longer, you're just.
No, I just think we'll show them September 1st.
Plays off the same.
So the question was, who's the real Miami?
Plays off the same question, but the real Miami is where? In Coral Gables or here
No,
in Oxford?
Oxford, Ohio.
Because you're around longer, you're just.
No, I just think we'll show them September 1st.
Hopefully y'all can hear that. But he basically said the real Miami is in Oxford, Ohio. I don't even know where Oxford, Ohio is, but I'm assuming that, that's where Miami University is. And they're talking cash money. I've never thought I'd see a day where the University of Miami would be blasted. Yo, so that's what my boy was talking about. They play. The funniest thing about UM and Florida fans, right? They have picked on Florida State because Florida State has played they play on Thursday nights. They also have played on a Friday night quite a few times. We played Louisville on Friday night last year. We played a Veterans Day game against Boston College at home on a Friday night. That's high school football. They called us high school football. They called us, but Florida's playing on Thursday night. And if you're from the state of Florida, Thursday night is JV football. So we have a JV football game and a high school football game being played with. And that would maybe even explain like why you couldn't even get the top kids. Like, so my thoughts on this, they're having a hard time selling tickets to the game. What I do with Florida State is I go and I try to partner and find a really good price for me to be able to buy tickets to be able to get kids to games. So really so after this game, guys, you're going to see me asking if you want to give donations so kids can come to the Southern Miss game against Florida State. I'm a big fan of that. So I said, real talk, as low as these Miami tickets are, some of y'all people who be bragging about 2 bitches and yachts and all this money, y'all should be trying to get the jits to the game. They're starting tickets at $7 a game. You could easily get 100 kids in that game for under $1,000. This could be the first time they've ever seen Miami win. It's guaranteed a Miami team is going to win. So this could be good. This could be good for the program or bad for the program. Either way. But I do know this. I thought it was a joke until Preston Walsh put this. It came off a joke with $4 a ticket. Better be over if it's not. And then Preston Walsh put up. It went on a Ticketmaster. Section 315, row 12. $7 a ticket. If you go look at the Preston Walsh. So I want people to see that, this is we try to be as factual. What's the last link on that one? We try to be as factual as we can on this show. So I want people to look at this. You can get the upper decks of this game for $7. And so if you're in Miami and you're bored looking for something to do, you could probably buy this ticket and then walk down. Like, that's what happens sometimes in games. There's plenty of space. You know, you don't have to worry about COVID at a Miami game because they permanently practice COVID protocols because nobody shows up to the games. But one of the things that I really do enjoy doing is I like having breakdowns. I was trying to get my guy Dave Waters to come on, but because of the hurricane, a lot of stuff. He works for a news station. I wanted to talk about Florida, Utah. I wanted to break down the game, but I don't have anybody to talk to about it now, so it is what it is. I've been looking for a legit Miami reporter. And if you go to Giselle Sports, the one right above that, Miles, I've been trying to find a legit Miami reporter, somebody who can give me an unbiased opinion about what UM is. And I think I found one. It's the one above that. I think I found one. I like her talent. I like her perspective that I saw in this little bit of an interview. I'm gonna try to reach out to see if we can't get her on a Den Media Group special edition. I'm assuming she's got a little tan tour. So let's just listen to what she has to say with the Lioness. She handles the Lioness Cuban pretty good. Like some people think that I only want to interview her for wrong reasons, but I think she's actually pretty good.
You have Tyler Van Dyke now at the helm again, looking healthier. With everything that he went through last season, how do you know that this is going to be your guy? What's the confidence that he's giving you throughout camp?
22 was a rough season, from an injury standpoint, from a season standpoint. And sometimes things like that just make a guy that much more callous, makes a guy that much more resilient. He is that kind of a guy. He chose to be here at Miami and want to stay here at Miami. And systematically, we've gone a system that is more, I would say, more suits his talents. And the way that we've built this supporting cast around him, that's a tremendously enhanced offensive line. The other position groups from both talent acquisition and from coaching have taken another step up as well. Tyler's done a great job in camp. And he's shown not only performance, he's shown great leadership and maturity. So we expect a great year out of him.
You have
Definitely
Tyler Van Dyke now at the helm
I
again.
think my guy sees you guys see the potential here. They don't hear her?
No, this part now. You don't have to worry.
Oh, okay, yeah. She got a lot of potential. My man Daniel sees it. Okay, so I'm not the only one who sees that she could be a star in this game. She got Dominican eyebrows though, so that makes me question, what she potentially would do for $40. Derek Jones brings up a good point. We don't listen, and you guys don't have more championships than Harvard or Yale. What are we talking about? You can't. I was 5 years old in '89, and Miami had won 4 of their championships by then. Let's be if you're as the women say, if you're going to be anything, be for real. You were not alive for the U. Now I saw them in 01. They was cold as shit back in 01. 02, they was cold, man. But 20 years, it's a long time, man. A lot has changed. Numerous presidents. We've had numerous recessions. Coke was big when you guys were the U. Now fentanyl is it. It's just amazing the things that have changed. So we're not we're not bashing you. It's just we're telling the truth. If I have to watch history, show me a DVD of Miami winning the championship. You can't. It's either on VHS or Betamax. We had circular dial-up phones were popular. Most people did not have internet. Dial-up internet was a thing the last time you won a championship. These are all factual, just like your 5 rings are factual. Nobody's taking that away from you. But you just have not been relevant in quite some time, and it's okay. You guys believe this lion-ass Cuban is going to make y'all relevant. I believe you too. I'm with you. I love Mario. I love everything that Mario is doing. I like John Ruiz. I like everything that John Ruiz is doing. You like it. I love it. But the fact remains, here's the truth. I always tell people, if you feel that strongly about it, put money on it. I keep asking Miami fans to bet me $1,000 for the game. The only person who's taking it is the dude with the esophagus, and I want my money. We have taken the thing that you used to brag about since you haven't won championships in quite some time, is your recruiting. You can't even beat us in that now. That's what's sad. But it was a proud program. I love Miami because I almost went to Miami. I can't even front on you. But let's just be, if you're going, let's just be for real. Or find me. I can't even stream your last championship. I can't. There's a lot of, like, we've got a lot of things that have happened. UPN and WB were channels. Like, they've merged and become the CW now. It's a lot of things that have happened since then. You know, I don't know what to tell you. But anyways, that lady is talented. Did my thing show up? Somebody asked me to put the link. Jeff Bell, I think the link should be showing up in the chat. I put it in the chat for the membership. But moving on from that, I have a simple question, and this question is for Florida State fans and Miami fans, because I'm gonna go through what Barrett Sallee, or what I would say his name is. He has his predictions for the ACC. And like the different wins and things of that nature. The ACC championship game, he has Florida State over Clemson. They have a whole bunch of expert picks from CBS Sports, bold predictions and things like that. Here are what he says the most overrated team. So people don't think I'm just biased. The most overrated team in the ACC per CBS Sports is Florida State. Florida State's national rating is fair. Anywhere between the 7s and 12s feels appropriate given the returning production of the offseason roster additions. I even agree with the media preseason order of finish putting the Seminoles at number 2 behind Clemson. But I believe overrating Florida State is happening with the presumed distance between Seminoles and the Tigers. The AP Top 25 has Florida State one spot ahead of Clemson, and the betting markets essentially have the two programs listed as co-favorites, with the Tigers at plus 130, Seminoles at plus 140. I think Clemson is the proper favorite, but there's a gap between these two programs that still needs to be closed. Florida State just broke with his first 10-win season, but lost all of his games against ranked opponents. Mike Norvell has built up a complete roster. That's Chip Patterson. He actually has some good things. Personally, I think we'll win the ACC, but I would never disrespect Clemson until we get a chance to beat Clemson. I actually hate Florida State fans that call Clemson a rivalry. You never call Clemson a rivalry until they started whipping our ass. That's not how a rivalry works. Before that, it wasn't a rivalry. They beat us sometimes. Now, they've beaten us all the time recently, but before that, it wasn't a rivalry. Matter of fact, we whipped the ass of one of Clemson's best teams up until recently. And again, that's kudos to Dabo. Number 2 most overrated team, Miami Hurricanes. Their first season under Mario Cristobal was a complete disaster. They failed to reach a bowl eligibility for the first time since 2007. The preseason ACC poll slotted them 5th. For context, Miami finished 5th in its own division last year. Modest improvements are expected in Cristobal's second season, but no magical turnaround is coming. The schedule is even harder in 2023 with the divisionless setup. Clemson, Florida State, NC State, North Carolina are all on the schedule. Miami doesn't even have the benefit of continuity after both coordinators left the program. Don't be surprised if the Hurricanes are fighting for bowl eligibility at the end of the year. I don't even know how to say that man's name. Sheehan. You can go to the article. It will be posted in the link in the description once this show posts up. They say North Carolina is also one of the most overrated. Louisville is as well. The most underrated team is Pitt, NC State, and somehow Louisville as well. Here are the bold predictions. Drake May will win the Heisman and throw for 5,000 yards by Dennis Dodd, and they will make a New Year's Six bowl game. Tom Fornelli, Clemson and Florida State will be the only 2 ACC teams to finish the regular season with less than 4 losses. Chip Patterson, Clemson pulls off a 2-game sweep of Florida State. Barrett says Florida State will sweep Clemson. Clemson will handily beat Florida State in a Week 4 home matchup, eliminating them from the playoff discussion. But in the ACC rematch, Florida State will strike back and beat the Tigers by 2 touchdowns, setting up a pathway to earn the 4th and final college football playoff berth. Jerry Palm, Clemson, Florida State, and Miami will leave the ACC, but not before the 2026 season. Those are all their bold predictions. Clemson, Dennis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the 7 people have Florida State have Clemson predicted to win the ACC. Then 5 of the 7 have Florida State predicted to finish second in the ACC. Nobody has. Let's see here. So one person has Miami predicted to finish. No, 2 people have Miami predicted to finish 5th. 3 have them predicted to finish 7th, and 2 have them predicted to finish 8th. That's the CBS Sports article. That is not a James Coleman article, so I don't want you guys to get mad at me. That's not my fault. Now, here's where Barrett, he posted his, and it's right here in the description for you to be able to see his ACC football schedule. So he has the team. Let me go find Florida State. So all right. So if you're looking at it, the team is on the left of the axis, the far left, or I guess was that the Y axis, far Y, and then you go across the X, and that will show you the wins. He has Florida State beating LSU. He has Florida State beating Southern Miss, Boston College, Clemson, Virginia Tech, Syracuse, Duke, Wake Forest, Pitt, and their first loss coming November 11th against the Miami Hurricanes.
Whoa.
They beat North Alabama. They beat the University of Florida. They finished the regular season 11-1, and then he predicts Florida State beats Clemson in the ACC championship. So in the comments, FSU fans, would you take an 12-1 win season, college football playoff berth, but your loss is to the University of Miami? Would you accept that? Miami fans, technically, that would mean how you guys' logic works. You beat Florida State, and they went to the college football playoff. That means you were good enough to go to the college football playoff, even if you're 5-7. Yeah, definitely. Like nobody moves goalposts like the University of Miami. This is what he asked for University of Miami. So you do start off in the Battle of the Miamis with a W. He has you beating Texas A&M. He even has you beating Bethune-Cookman, which that's more of a joke. He has you beating Temple. So you start off the season 4-0. You beat Wake Forest. You start off the season 5-0. He has you beating North Carolina, losing to North Carolina, losing to Clemson, beating Virginia, losing to NC State, beating Florida State, and losing to Louisville. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So you have 4 losses. So he has you guys finishing 8-4 with a victory over Florida State. University of Miami fan that's in the chat, is that good enough for you guys in year 2 of the Lion-ass Cubans regime?
I doubt he is still here after what you just did.
Oh, what did I do to him?
You gave him like 45 seconds.
Oh, man.
Direct.
Damn, my bad. I was trying to I was just trying to encourage, but again, nobody wants to. Anyways, my bad. I apologize. I did not mean to. I did not mean to offend. I'm accidentally offending people left and right, and that's not my intentions. But I think or just in general, Miami fans, if you're in here or if you're listening to this later on, would 8-4 with a victory over Florida State be considered a good season for year 2 of the Mario Cristobal era? Florida State fans with 12-1 with a loss to Miami be considered a good season for you in the and still going to the college football playoff, considering everything else that's going on. Personally, my goal is to not just beat rivals. My goal is I want us to win championships. So if the goal isn't to win a championship, then what are we even doing? So the cool thing about this, though, and it brought to light last year, Florida State went 10-3, and they played 5 teams on their roster, 5 teams on their schedule that had better rosters per the 247 team talent composite. So now with this composite, it does not what does it say?
I don't want no else to scum S.
Fair.
But if we won the ACC and got into the playoffs, I guess
That'd
be cool with it.
You have to be it's kind of a thing. Players fuck up. That's the only way you can do it. But the team talent composite is based off of high school rankings. So it doesn't account for guys getting better. It doesn't account for a lot of those things. So Florida State had Oklahoma, LSU, Miami, Clemson, and Florida were all ranked ahead of them last year. Mike Norvell went 4-1 against teams that had a higher talent level than them. And this year, Florida State has 4 teams currently on the schedule that have higher ranked composites than them. Miami. So I'll go through the list of where everybody ranks at so that we can make sure we read it right. So just so people know, Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Texas A&M are the top 4. Clemson is the 5th rated team going into the season with the average of 91.17. LSU isn't too far behind them at 7 with an average of 90.73. So that's 2 teams in the top 10 that Florida State will play in the first month of the college football season. At 15, the University of Florida is ranked. They have an 89.38 composite rating. And my bad, and I apologize. I think at 12 is the University of Miami. At 12 is the University of Miami with an 89.96 composite rating. So you've got the 2 in-state rivals. A lot of them are talking about rebuilds, but Florida State is ranked 20th with an 88.03 composite rating. And they're saying that, so based upon the raw data, based upon high school rankings matter with their argument, based upon all the things that they love to bring up, Florida State is one of the worst teams in the state of Florida per 247's unbiased rankings. What that states is that Florida State has the better coach. You can go to 247 Sports to go be able to check out that article. And yes, there's a lot of nuance and context that is left out of that, but the reality is it is what it is. Like this is a unbiased source. You have to be able to rank. So sometimes you need statistics and data to be able to rank things. This is how we will do. My man Wayne Johnson, if you can put that up, he wants to know why people think Pitt will be our trap game. Here's the reason why. People love to talk about Florida schools in the cold. We played them late in November. It could be snowing. It's probably going to be more about like that 75-degree range, not out of the realm of possibility of cold. Like it gets just like one of the things having family from Philly and being in the Trenton, New Jersey area. I used to go up for the holidays, so Thanksgiving and Christmas. And the thing that a lot of people never realize is that I used to literally have to wear the same clothes that I wore in Florida up in that area because it doesn't really get cold until after the new year. Because we live in Florida, I don't think we understand seasons. We technically call November winter, right? And that's not true. We're still in the summer, people. We're in the summer until September 21st. Then you go from the summer, and then basically October through December is the fall. Winter, was it December 21st is when winter actually begins. But basically January, February, March is your winter. Then you go in the spring, then you go in the summer, and so on and so on. Shout out to Andrew for gifting 10 memberships. I think Andrew just put us over 100 members. Like Andrew is like single-handedly, like if I can get Andrew to find me some subscribers, I'm not giving y'all the $300. I'm giving that shit straight to Andrew. I'm telling you, Andrew's winning. Andrew's been gifting memberships left and right.
I'm trying to see. He's still trying to figure out how to join.
You can't join on your phone.
Oh,
you have to be on. You have to like if you're like Andrew could have got you the gift, but in order to purchase a membership, you have to be looking at it on your tablet or you have to look for it on your computer. So but anyway, so Pitt is a trap game because of the cold weather. That's one reason. And then Pitt plays a different brand of football than a lot of the teams in the ACC. They're basically what Stanford and Utah are in the Pac-12. They always have good running backs. They play very physical. They do all these things, and that's how this works. So the reason why is because they feel like that's later in the season, a more physical game, and who knows where Florida State will be at. One of Florida State's weaknesses last year was the running game. Now, that was because you had injuries on the interior D-line. we probably got that a little bit more shored up with Fisk. Hopefully Fabian Level will be available. Hopefully we'll get some breaking news with Daryl Jackson here within the next couple of days, and whatever. So those are just things that I think we should all be looking for in terms of that. That's why I believe it will be a trap game. Please like the show right now. That helps the algorithm. Continue to make your comments. Continue to subscribe. Once we get to over 3,000 subscribers, we will give away 2 tickets to the FSU LSU game. We will also give away $300 and whatever the amount of likes is. So right now we have 2,737 subscribers. So we're not that far away, but we're not necessarily close. And I'm trying to think. Oh, and I gotta go back and look. So if we were at 3,000, just so you guys know how this works, I give away the amount of likes that are at the time. So we have 60 people in the chat. We have 36 likes. So we would have given away $300, and then somebody else would have got $36. So that's what that is. So moving forward, again, FSU plays LSU, and I just want to post this. I love the confidence of this team. They're coming into this thing as very professional. They're saying it without having to say it. And if you check out the War Chant, I'm giving War Chant credit. They don't ever give me credit, but I'll give them props. I have no problem doing that. But Fabian Lovett, basically he's doing a post-practice interview about what he feels like his expectations are for this upcoming game against LSU.
It's real hard to prepare for somebody like that because they're good with their feet and they can run and they can expose a lot of holes in your defense or things. Just guys making mistakes.
All right, we're gonna retry that again. Shout out to all Dubs right now for becoming a member. Appreciate that, sir.
It's real hard to prepare for somebody like that because they're good with their feet and they can run and they can expose a lot of holes in your defense or things, just guys making mistakes. So he could take off and take advantage of our mistakes or things like he sees as a quarterback. But as far as just prepare for him, sure, we prepare with Jay Trav. Like, Jay Trav is a top-tier quarterback also. So at the end of the day, it's work regardless. It's real hard to.
So basically he's saying, yeah, that's cool. I'm glad y'all keep talking about this guy. That's pretty decent. But yeah, we got a guy that's pretty damn good on our own. So fuck the other side is what he's saying. So I love it. I love the confidence. You got Johnny Wilson going on podcast saying like, ain't nobody built like us. And it's getting the football season and you gotta back that shit up, man. That's all we got to do. One of the things that I have been consistently, and he just actually liked my tweet too, by the way. As for me and my house, we are unapologetic. And not Andrew, I'm sorry, Adam Fuller fans. So, but the what's it called? Bruce Feldman with The Athletic just released some of the best kept secrets in college football. Basically, the top 30 rising college football assistant coaches. Florida State has 2 in the top 10. Coach Alex Atkins and Coach Adam Fuller. And a lot of you guys, I'm telling you, y'all don't know why you dislike somebody. Y'all just dislike Adam Fuller because he is low-hanging fruit. Top 15 defenses are not easy to get. And he got put in some precarious situations. But here's the read on Alex Atkins, FSU's offensive coordinator. The Noles were awful up front at the end of the Jimbo Fisher era, and Alex Atkins deserves a ton of credit for getting that fixed. In his debut in Tallahassee in 2020, the Noles averaged 200 rushing yards per game, the program's best since 2016. Last year, they led the ACC in rushing at 214 yards per game and were number 8 in the nation at 5.47 yards per rush. They also led the ACC in yards per play. They should be even better this year with the additions of some big dynamic transfer wide receivers in Keon Coleman and Jaheim Bell. Number 10, Adam Fuller, Florida State defensive coordinator. Mike Norvell has done an impressive job of finding excellent assistants, and both of his coordinators are superb. The former Sacred Heart linebacker was with Norvell at Memphis and produced the ACC's top defense in 2022. Fuller's group is really good against the pass and also nasty getting after the quarterback. Jared Verse, the transfer from FCS Albany, broke out in 2022 in the Knowles system, and Fuller has more promising newcomers teed up for 2023. It is time for, if everybody else is giving us respect, man, we can show a little love to my guy. Stall my dog out a little bit. Stall my guy out. Jim said Nick Bosa the Jack. That would, wait a minute, which one is it? Is that the racist? Is that Maca Bosa? Just joking, that's what they call him. I don't know if he is or not, but that would be pure hilarity because it would be the perfect mix of Jacksonville. Considering that Jacksonville is one of the most has the most per capita black people in it. It's also bad. But oh man, my guy Fatal Jedi, you right. I'll give you this. The one thing my dog got to do is get rid of that goddamn prevent. If he get rid of the prevent, baby, he'll be saucy. But yeah, so that's some more accolades going to Florida State to hype him up. And before that, just also wanted to take a moment for all the people who are affected by the hurricane. Again, I talked about I was talking to Sunbelt Rentals about my air conditioning situation. They asked, they have there's a huge need for people who are without power to have air conditioning. So we're going to still try to see it. But I did tell them that, if y'all mad at me and you want to get money back, fine. It's a fucking hurricane and people need their shit. So I need them to go figure that out. So I'm not going to be a dick about it. But, it hit some places in Taylor County and Jefferson County pretty bad. A lot of people don't know that there is some coastal areas in there that are hard to get in and out of, and a lot of people have lost everything that they've that their family, not just that they've worked on, that their families have worked on. So during this time, the next few months, if you pray or if you give back to stuff, please consider giving back to cleanup efforts and helping people get back on their feet. And I say that to say this, man. I think this kid needs some help. This kid was a 5-star tight end prospect. I believe he was originally at LSU, ended up going to Georgia. Now he's at Nebraska. Now he's kicked off. Nebraska tight end Arik Gilbert has been arrested on a burglary charge in Lancaster County. He's at Nebraska. If you click on that first link, Miles, that's the video. It's it's showing he's on something, man. And I hope, bigger than football, sometimes we got to get these guys the help that they need. And a lot of times people do stuff to help them deal with the stresses that come with playing the sport or that come with just, we're already chemically imbalanced, bro. I'm not even going to hold you. Something has to be wrong with you to be able to run into people full speed and just continue to hit them. So, but go ahead, push that video so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, what the young man's going through. At this point, jail may be what he needs to help, but he definitely does need some help.
Nebraska football player is arrested for burglary in Lincoln. Police say they found 21-year-old Arik Gilbert at the scene of SJ's Liquor and Vape Shop at 27th and O. Officers say someone broke the glass door using semen from the parking lot. An officer saw Gilbert walking toward the exit carrying the bags around 2 a.m. today. Police say the stolen items in the bag cost more than $1,600. The business has another $650 in damage.
Yeah, you're fast. But not fast enough.
Oh, Lord.
Worst trade for Nebraska. Traded his football career just for some vapes.
Nebraska football.
That's tough, man. All jokes aside, but it did remind me, and I saw my friend Quincy Avery, and he tweeted this out, and it was actually pretty wow, because it reminded me of the skit. Again, I was telling you guys I'm going to give you guys another good follow. Big Ja on YouTube, social media. They have my whole crew is stupid. It's a whole bunch of stuff, some great things. Quincy said, I really want to know why Arik covered his face like it's other 6'8" ripped black dudes running through Lincoln, Nebraska. We know it's you, my boy. So Miles, if you click on that, and there's a YouTube short skit that it just my mind immediately went right to that. And so it's a great one. Hold on, that's fine. You can start it right there because the whole gist of it is you're going to see them talking about they're planning a robbery and they're complaining about the guy that they needed help with the robbery, and they're complaining about the help that they got.
Out of jail for doing the shit that we about to do. First of all, didn't you get away?
I got away scot-free.
How you end up in jail?
Somebody snitched on me.
You snitched on you. Your head hit the surveillance camera when you walked out.
You know what? I know what this is. Y'all niggas some haters, bro. Especially you, Cortez. You been hating on me since high school, nigga. Because I had a beard and you didn't.
Shit. You think, first of all, you having a beard at 14? Ridiculous.
And that's why you was mad.
You think that I'm mad at you because you had a beard? Nigga, you're 6'9". You're huge. We're going to get caught because they're going to see you.
This nigga is a hater, bro. I swear.
This nigga has his birth date on his arm.
So like 6'8" tattoos, you're stripped, like you stand out. Like you kind of got to look like everybody else. At least have all the other tall people with you. But like when you're the only tall ripped guy, they're probably gonna get you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Trying to make light of a situation, even though he does really, really need some help. But like, I don't know what you were thinking. Like, it's just they don't. You're a mutant. Chill out. So now going into the thing that everybody has been wanting me to discuss. And I hate to tell you guys this, but I kind of told you so. I say this quite often. That I say Tyler, I blame all the world's problems on Tyler Perry.
He's doing so well for us.
I just hate his movies. Even though one of my high school friends is like one of his leading actresses, is just still the movies just don't make sense. I promise you, ladies, a light-skinned gardener that's been to jail is not coming to save you. Like from the evil dark-skinned dude from Law and Order.
It's Black Hallmark.
Okay, fair. That's fair enough. That's a very good assessment, Miles. I blame, and I also say fuck Deion Sanders. And I was minding my business. We can actually play this first. I was minding my business yesterday. Now, the guy deleted his tweet, and good for him. I'm not going to give him any, I was going to read his tweet, but I'm not going to give him any publicity. But I hadn't said anything about Deion in quite some time. My boy Dibby was talking about Deion, and then somebody put all the Florida State guys that love Deion. And there are guys who fuck with Deion. I like Deion as a player. I don't like Deion as a person. I think Deion's a shitty person, and that's okay. Multiple things can be true at the same time. He can be the greatest corner to ever play. He can also be a terrible person. And I just happen to believe he is a terrible person. Period. There's no way you can get me to not believe that. But the guy comes up and says the only person who doesn't like Deion is James Coleman's fat ass. And I'm like, damn, dog.
He went so hard.
I'm like, damn, bro. Fuck I do to you. I'm sitting here minding my own business. And then a lot of y'all, I guess, roughed him up, like, because y'all know at the end of the day, he in Orlando. So I'm like, I just say, hey, if you feel so strongly, just come holler at me. Like, let's discuss this, why you don't like me. Because of Deion. And I can promise you this. Knowing Deion ain't gonna come save your ass. But this is my problem with social media. And this is one of my favorite comedians, TK Kirkland, somebody that I advise y'all to go follow and watch. He just gives a lot of life wisdom.
See, social media is crazy, right? Okay. Because here's the thing about social media. Social media have put ignorant people and kids at the table of grown folks' conversations. Yeah. That's a real See, social media is...
And that's the problem. Like, when I was growing up, there was the grown folks table. and you were quiet when grown folks was talking. And like a lot of y'all getting grown folks conversations, and y'all not ready for that. But what I like what Deion's trying to, like, I would never not, I don't want Deion to fail. And the reason why I don't want Deion to fail, and I want to make sure this is clear on my platform, Black coaches already don't get enough opportunities. Now, for whatever reason, Colorado keeps giving Black coaches opportunities, but there aren't very many head football coaches in college, like Black head football coaches in college. So I don't want Deion to fail. That being said, what I get paid to do is to analyze things. So mind you, I know he's a shitty person. I love HBCUs, and I hate every way he went about leaving Jackson State. I hate the way he entered it. I told y'all he was full of shit when he entered it. I didn't like it. But he's at Colorado, and the odds are just not for him. He's playing guys who are really, really good coaches. And I also believe there is a process that you must go through in order to be a head coach. That doesn't mean you can't be successful, but I'm not going to, I didn't like necessarily care for the Mike Norvell hire because I think he needed to go to a Power 5 JV program. It's a lot of pressure that comes with being at a Power 5 school. It's not just about the wins. It's not just about, X's and O's. It's about getting the Jimmys and Joes and about a lot of other shit. But Deion, but now FSU fan base finally is starting to see what I've been talking about because Deion didn't even lie, but but Deion also knows what it implies. So if you go click, it takes a lot for me to agree with Danny Cannell too, by the way, who is another no. But it's fine, yeah. So Deion Sanders was at a press conference. And we'll play this video. It's a lot of video. One, I love the FSU, the Nike Army thing that they have. I have an FSU one like that. The shit's cold. I like the Colorado one. And by the way, when Nike releases the new Primes, I will probably be one of the first ones to own a pair. So just so you guys know, I'm not a hater. I just don't like him personally. But I want him to flourish. So because his money doesn't affect mine. But push play, see what Deion's talking about.
Hurricanes like myself.
Yeah.
And you're a Knoll, my friend.
No. Actually, do you know where I graduated from? Yeah. Who said that? You know everything. She didn't know that. They didn't know that. Tell them again, where did I graduate? I graduated from HBCU. So I'm a who?
You're still a Knoll.
I'm a who? I thought it's where you graduate from, isn't it? Well, how you keep calling me that and it goes to where I graduated from? I'm an HBCU grad.
This slick talking. Yo, I can't stand
So let's talk about, which is dope. Shout out to Talladega for giving him his degree. Smart business decision. Give you a little bit of money. You give me a degree. Honest to God's truth. Wish Florida State would have done that. But here's the reason why he didn't graduate from Florida State. Because his ass didn't go to class. There was a rule called the Deion Sanders rule, which ironically is why Chris Riggs got in trouble in 2002. If you don't take your final exam, if you don't go to a certain amount of classes, you are ineligible for the next game after your final exams, which just so happens to be the bowl game. So Deion Sanders says this. Like we all don't fucking know that Deion Sanders wore number 2 at Florida State. So this one, there's a lot of video and a lot of audio of Deion Sanders disproving this. So while Miles is let's just play a couple clips of Deion Sanders. Again, this is why I gotta talk about the lying ass Cubans, like lying ass Deion. Like he just lies for no reason. Like there was no need that you could have easily said, man, I went to Florida State. I was a legend at Florida. So for people who don't know, I don't think you can purchase that jacket. I have one of those jackets. My sister has one of those jackets. That's called a Florida State Letterman jacket. You get that after you letter at Florida State. That is Deion Sanders wearing that, I believe, at the bowl game after Willie Taggart was announced. Rocking this Florida State shit, repping it hard, all of that shit. So that's just one instance that's not too far away. So are there any other ones? No, I'll read that. I'll read what that person says. Read that. No, that's me talking about that. If you go to Sir Dibby Dukes, yeah, that one right there. So here's Deion Sanders, rightfully so. I want to put it out there, bragging about his accomplishments, and he's wearing. I like that FSU hat that he's wearing in the locker room. All of those different things with the FSU media, because that's what that watermark means. You put that up there because of that. What's Deion talking about?
Get it, never gonna get it, never gonna. Whoa, 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 never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Why they make you know what's so, you know, recruits like to take pictures, but they ain't getting it. They already know. It's understanding.
So his number is retired at Florida State, and when the number is retired, you can no longer wear that number unless you get permission from said person to unretire that number. So I don't know. Is he doing that? Do we have video? We don't have any video of him doing this at Talladega. Like, do we have any clips of Deion participating at Talladega? The irony is one of many reasons FSU didn't hire this dude is because he didn't have an undergraduate degree. And the reason he has a degree from Talladega is that he needed it to be taken seriously as a candidate anywhere in the first place. Again, it's just further proving that he used HBCUs to be able to step on top of them to be able to get to where he needs to be at. People love talking about crabs in the barrel. And here's what I always say about that. One, a barrel is not a crab's natural environment. Two, how does a crab get to the top of the barrel to be able to try to get out of the barrel? Does anybody know? I want to see. Maybe in the comments, some of y'all are a little bit more perceptive, and I know there's a delay. But I will tell you exactly how a crab gets to the top of the barrel. He has to climb on top of other crabs to get to the top of the barrel. Meaning he has to climb on top and push other crabs down in order to achieve his freedom, his or her freedom. So when a crab gets snatched back down, I don't feel bad about it because in order for that crab to have gotten that position, they had to step and push on other people or other crabs. So when you use that reference, I just want you to understand that you're calling the person, you're calling yourself a crab, basically. And so like just chill on, just there is a way for us to all like now. I saw this, man. I saw this is what real beef is. Now I saw ants. When ants got beef, they got beef. They made a ant bridge. Like they all got on top of each other, held each other to get to a hornet's nest. Like they was mad at them hornets. Like they went and fucked them hornets up. They brought the beef to the hornets. It was crazy, dude. But Deion is Deion. I think there's one more that I found with Deion Sanders really cheesing and chopping it up. Damn, somebody just getting some Jags news here. Damn, I was trying to find it. I thought I had it. But anyways, it was just another clip of Deion chumming it up and loving. Oh my God. Breaking news here. Let me make sure this is a legit person. Yeah. Covers LSU. John Emery is unavailable to play against Florida State. Brian Kelly says LSU will lean on Logan Diggs, Josh Williams, and Noah Cain at running back. So the starting offensive tackle is out. Excuse me, starting defensive tackle is out. Starting running back is out. Man, that's tough. That is tough.
I wonder if it changes the betting odds. If you're locked in, that's good for you.
I mean, yeah, I wish I would have. I think it's still 2.5. Boy, Kai is loud out there. But But anyways, all that being said, Deion is Deion, and a lot of guys are finally seeing that for what it is, and it's quite unfortunate. It's time for us to find new hosts. Now, one of the things, and what I mean by that is, and this, if you're not a hoe, don't take. That's just how I talk. It's not all women are hoes. Just there are some hoes out there, and they typically gravitate in certain areas. I tell people that when they say like the same woman gets passed around by all athletes or all entertainers, it takes a certain type of woman to actually really walk in that path in that world, and I think a lot of people don't like to acknowledge that as much. And what I mean by that, like, it's not just arm candy. It's just like women who are highly sought after typically don't get jealous. Not in your face, at least. They get jealous at other times. So you have these women that go around that men know how to act and behave in certain environments. That being said, I need my young guys and my OGs, which I am now, to start advising these guys on the pitfalls and the dangers of being with these girls. Now, one of the things they used to do when I was a player, they wouldn't roast a girl, they would roast a guy. And I had some teammates who had been with women who had been with a lot of other teammates. And one of the things they would say, we called it the bus. I stopped taking the bus to Thomasville real quick after I realized this and took the shuttle van with less people. But not because I just didn't want to feel like getting roasted. I felt embarrassed for some of the guys. And they would be like, hey, I ain't gonna say no names. I ain't gonna say no names. I ain't gonna point no elbows. But they say that dude that wear that number 36, girl know how to make her knees touch her elbows. Oh, who? Todd? Who? They say she was with that boy 3'8", and she 8. They'll just say some stuff like that. They will roast you. And then that will keep you from having your girl, or if your girl was around the bird a lot, they'd be like, hey, man, I ain't going to say no names. I ain't going to point no elbows. But they say that boy 7'3" old lady was at room 202 at the Burt. So like people know it's just a lot of things happen like that, man. You don't want to have this. But here's what Eli Apple, whose mom is very active. He's got a good mother in his life who obviously didn't teach him the game. Luckily, Carmen told me a lot about the game. Eli Apple's baby mama is really offering to pay fines for anyone that injures him and is fucking wild. She's like, go for the knees or go for a hammy. And like she put this on her IG. It's like, if you play against my baby dad this season, please go for the knees, maybe a hammy. Number 33 for the Dolphins. I'll gladly zell you back any fines. Laughing my ass off. Let me not get started on the things this man said to me while pregnant with the child he asked me to have. We got pregnant after traveling together during pregnancy. His response to my pregnancies was straight up, well, what did you expect? I knew it was going to happen. Then he tells me he has a sex problem and I'm the 6th pregnant woman in 3 years. The others just had abortions, but I'm already 14 weeks at the time of the confession. Fast forward mid-pregnancy, my son has a heart condition and needs a core blood transfusion, but I'm not a direct match, and Eli is. Doctor set up the appointment for him to give 30 milliliters of blood. This man refused because I found out he was smashing a different woman in every city he went raw. So he blocks me because I sent him something after he told me it was best for the baby to die. I went crazy on him, his mama, because girl, your son is a piece of shit. So I had my son 25 weeks, blah, blah, blah. Bottom line is this. I kind of want to believe her. But you know who else this woman has kids with?
Who?
Running backs Josh Jacobs and Geno Smith.
Get enough. Oh.
Like, it's kind of like I would have sympathy for you if this was like a one-off. But like, baby.
No way.
You a professional.
Yeah. You act like you went into this with love in your heart. You went in there with money on your mind.
What up, showing up, DJ? You got my guy from Baton Rouge, man. Bring me some not melatonin. What's that thing called? Shit. Damn, that's what I like. I think is it melatonin?
To help you go to sleep.
No, it's melatonin. It's a pasta dish. But But now Eli Apple out here wilding. I think Eli Apple's wrong for shooting up clubs and wild bitches. He's a terrible. Yeah, he's a nut ass freak bull.
Yeah.
Nut ass freak bull. Definitely that. But I definitely bring me some jambalaya, bro. But I have zero sympathy for her. If she wants to find sympathy, she needs to look it up in the dictionary between shit and syphilis. And she's probably got both of those at some point. But it's not just her. Brittany Renner is a chick that women for some reason have been like always defending her bullshit. She was on. This is why I'm starting to believe and I want to do a podcast, man, but I want to do one like TK Kirkland and them, like just to be like real. Now, Brittany's pretty, but I remember my first encounter with looking at her. She's friends with Tiana Trump. Tiana Trump is a porn star. And then she made her own way after that. And she wrote a book about like apparently smashing Colin Kaepernick and him not doing and some other stuff. She's bragged about she had like a yeast infection and she had sex with 2 dudes on the same day. So she's a nasty asshole. She was on this thing and she attacks Shannon Briggs. I don't know if everybody knows who Shannon Briggs is, but he's a professional boxer. And those are guys that I probably wouldn't fuck with either. Like they're not all the way wound too tight. I've told you guys the story of my homegirl Sheena and a boxer that we encountered on at the Super Bowl. And he really wanted her. And I told her, I was like, listen, you my homie, but I can't help you if he like tries to harm you, like because I ain't never fought a boxer, and I'm not getting knocked out for some stuff that I'm not getting. And I wasn't trying to. It's very we have a very professional platonic relationship, but at the same time, like I like to defend women, but I'm not finna. Yeah, I did not know that Michael Blackston was Eli Apple's cousin. But anyways, Charleston White, diabolical snitch, and Brittany Renner on this podcast. And I think if you go to the next one, Miles, it kind of cuts it in half. She throws a water bottle at a professional boxer. And she tries to hit somebody else, which she shouldn't have been throwing a water bottle in the first place. Because here's what would have happened with me. I don't believe in violence against women. I actually just don't believe in violence. But somebody brings up her baby daddy, which is former NBA basketball player. And she, she's like her vagina ripped and all this other stuff. And like she chose to have the baby and blah, blah, blah. And then she was drunk and then she went on a tirade about it. And I'm like, one of my things is like, if you stop having babies with people that you don't know, like, you could die having a baby. When I realized that epiphany not too long ago, it made me realize that a lot of people are just stupid when it comes to this. Like, I'm not laying on the table to birth something and I don't even know this person's middle name. Right. If I can't memorize if I don't have access to use your social security number, me too, but if you don't have access to use that, you should not be having my baby. You having my baby is a dumb decision because at the end of the day, you chose to have sex, you chose to let us go raw, you chose to not take take birth control, you chose to have the baby, and you chose not to give it up for adoption. There's 5 choices that you could have made during that process. And don't get me wrong, I know there's a lot of emotions that come into that, but the reality is you can fucking die. Now the laws are affected. But my point is, she throws a water bottle at this guy, and then she's getting in a tirade, and then she's antagonizing and getting this guy on. I told y'all about how my Sunday started and how I had a dick in my phone. I had to talk to my guy and tell him that he needs to prosecute this bitch.
For sure.
And he's like, oh, I don't know. I said, that is the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is we don't hold people accountable, and you got to start holding these bitches accountable. Again, I'm not talking to the 10% of my audience. So like, Adrian, this isn't for you. Rosalind, this isn't for you. Because a couple of them I know personally, and I've seen they're always on the show. This isn't about you. It's about the mother bitches. And them bitches getting crazy, and they get away with this shit. And these men, these simps, are sitting here allowing them to do that. Somebody should have checked her or had her ass escorted the fuck out. That's how you do when you stop acting like a lady, you start getting treated like the trash in which you are. And that's what we need to distinguish, even with men. When a man stops acting like a man, he's getting treated like he's being treated, like he needs to be treated, and we got to distinguish between these things. So I just don't even I just can't even fathom the idea. But if I know a chick got a lot of like she got a type, but it's just like, you know, I'm gonna stay away from that. But just be safe. And again, condoms. There's 3 things you're gonna need when you come to Orlando: condoms, baby oil, and bail money. If you have those, you can pretty much be protected from everything. The tailgate, $60, all you can eat, all you can drink. Block party the night before, $30 for beverage bans. We have parking available off 1333 Long Street. $150 available for that. Guys, you know, go purchase tickets. Make sure you tell people you have until I start the show on Friday to get me to 3,000 subs on YouTube. We get over 3,000 subs on YouTube, then I will give away 2 tickets. We're over, I know we're well over 100 members now, so I appreciate Andrew for doing that. And, you know, anybody else consider that the all-in package. You have to be active. I know there's a couple people who are all-in members now. See y'all at the tailgate. We want to definitely get you guys on the tailgate video. Guys, we will have people videotaping and getting we're going to do a documentary / movie of all of this. So just letting you guys know. On that note, we're going to have a great time. I will see you guys on Friday. I think I will be here now because they're moving the game around. So we'll check you guys out later. Appreciate y'all chopping it up with me. See y'all next time.